Hello, and in this part 1 IELTS speaking video, we're going to look at this topic, mobile phones. Let's take a look. These are the kinds of questions that they might ask you for this topic. I'll go through some of the language in the answers, read out the answers, and please stay until the end and do the quiz. Sadly, a great way of saying unfortunately. A hand-me-down. This is a really great phrase, and it means something given to a younger person because the person who has that item no longer needs it. A hand-me-down. So it's given maybe from the older sister to the younger brother. A hand-me-down. Brand new. If something is brand new, it's completely new. It's not been used by anybody else. Brand new. A cast-off is quite similar to hand-me-down. Hand-me-down is usually from one family member to another. A cast-off could be given to anyone, and it's something that is no longer wanted. A cast-off. Something or other, when you can't remember the details. A Samsung something or other, so I can't remember what it is. What was your first mobile phone? Sadly, it wasn't a new one. It was a hand-me-down from my sister. She had got a brand new iPhone for her 16th birthday, and I got her cast-off. A Samsung something or other. Embarrassed. A great adjective that means you feel uncomfortable, you feel anxious, you feel a bit worried about saying something. I'm a bit embarrassed to say. 24/7, a great way of saying all the time. 24/7. Podcasts, these are recordings that are put on the internet and they're of people speaking about a topic. For example, a sport podcast or a music podcast. How often do you use your mobile phone? I'm a bit embarrassed to say that it's pretty much 24/7, to be perfectly honest. Even when I'm asleep, I'm listening to music or podcasts. A landline. This is what some people still have in the UK, and it is in your house, and it is a phone that is not a mobile, but it comes into the house using cables. A landline. Unlimited minutes. This means you can make as many calls as you like. Unlimited minutes. Do you use your mobile phone for texting or calls? Both. I don't have a landline, so I use my phone for calls and texts. I get unlimited minutes, so I can use it to make calls when I want. Current. My current one, meaning my current phone. The one I have at the moment. Current. Back, a few months back, and this is an informal way of saying ago. In the near future. Often in IELTS speaking and in IELTS writing, you need phrases to mean soon. In the near future is a great one. Desperate. If you're desperate, you really, really need or want something very much. Will you buy a new one in the future? I'm on a 2-year contract and I only got my current one a few months back, so no, not in the near future. I'm pretty happy with it, so I'm not desperate to change it. To tell the truth. In this course, I use lots of expressions to mean honestly, to be perfectly honest, to be perfectly frank, to be brutally frank, to tell the truth. So you have lots of these that you can use during the test. To struggle. If you struggle, you find something very difficult. To rely on means to depend on. Panicking. If you're panicking, you're suddenly very worried, very anxious, in fear, because you think, where is it? Where is it? And so you start panicking. Indispensable, a great word for both writing and speaking. If something is indispensable, it means you cannot live without it. Indispensable. How has your mobile phone changed your life? To tell the truth, I struggle to remember a time without a phone. I rely on it. And if I lose it for a second, I start panicking. It's a form of communication, entertainment, my alarm clock. It's indispensable. Let's take a look at the quiz now and see what you can remember. Which phrase means soon? In the near future. The other three phrases are all fantastic ways of meaning not soon, so the opposite. In the distant future, in the remote future, far in the future. So you could use all of those in both writing and speaking to mean not soon. Which phrase means something given to a younger person because they no longer need it? A hand-me-down. A hand-me-down. How can we say completely new, not used? Brand new. Brand new. Notice that I don't really say the D in that. Brand new. How can we say you need or want something very, very much? Desperate. Desperate. How can we say I can't live without it? So things like the internet, your mobile phone, you can't live without them. They are indispensable. Indispensable. How can we say a phone connection that comes into a building using cables rather than a mobile phone connection? It's a landline. A landline. How can we say a sudden uncontrollable fear or anxiety? So, for example, when you lose your phone, you panic. Panic. How can we say something that's no longer wanted? A cast-off. A cast-off. How can we say the one you have at the moment? Current. Your current phone. And finally, how can we say you can make as many calls as you want? Unlimited minutes. Unlimited minutes.